Team USA had it out for Caitlin by telling her she couldn't wear 22. Let's take a listen.
Picture with Cameron Brink rocking number 17.
I know.
Where'd the 1-7 come? Was that just a jersey that you get? I was about to say for these practices, they kind of just hand you over. 17's
not the best number ever. I wouldn't have picked that. But.
Yeah, I would say 17 is not a but 17 used to literally be banned in FIBA. You were not allowed to wear number 17, 18, or 16 through 19. Every other number was fine because referees, the sign was 2-1 for 21, 2-2, 22, 2-3, 20.
Following an extended break from competitive play, Caitlin Clark will step back onto the hardwood on December 12th as USA Basketball conducts training sessions in Durham, North Carolina. Clark has received an invitation to join the U.S. women's squad, though these participants haven't yet been confirmed as official roster members. Selection decisions remain pending. Sue Bird now holds the position of managing director, which raises questions about potential favoritism and predetermined outcomes. Several prominent figures in women's hoops are gathering in the Triangle region this weekend, though access remains restricted to invited athletes only. The women's national squad is conducting a private training session at Duke University from December 12th through the 14th, bringing together 17 elite competitors as the organization prepares for the 2026 FIBA Women's World Cup scheduled for Berlin.
2-1 for 21, 2-2, 22, 2-3, 23. But the signs, the actual signs for 16, 17, 18 for referees. 15 obviously was that. I'm pretty sure it's this, as a former ref, it's this, that for 17, 18, 19. That was the official sign. I've never seen a ref do that. People wearing 18 are like just 1-8. But I remember hearing that those numbers were actually banned in FIBA at one stage because there was like crazy things that
This marks the initial training session under Carol Lawson's leadership, Duke's own women's coach, who received the appointment to guide Team USA through 2028. This also represents Sue Bird's debut camp as managing director, with the four-time Olympic gold winner now tasked with building the upcoming World Cup and Olympic squads. Concerns exist about how this selection process will unfold. The roster of athletes working out on Duke's grounds includes proven Olympic medalists, emerging WNBA talents, and highly discussed young competitors in the game. Kelsey Plum, Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, Aja Wilson, and Brianna Stewart represent the established veterans taking part. Diana Taurasi, De'Erica Hamby, and Betnija Laney fill out additional spots.
The crazy things that or crazy referees hand signals.
So the players that have been on the national team prior get to continue wearing their jersey, like that practice number jersey or their jersey, obviously until they're done playing on the Olympic team or whatever happens for the next Olympics. And then all us newcomers, there was a lot of young people at that camp. We just get assigned a random number. I guess I got 17. Nobody asked me, but it was fine.
And they also made sure to not give anyone their actual number. They made sure to not give anyone 22. They didn't give Citron 22. They didn't give 22 to Caitlin. They didn't give...
Among the younger generation, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Paige Buchers, and Cameron Brink headline the invitees. Aaliyah Boston and Satu Sabally also received invitations. This training period signals the start of a transition phase for USA Basketball, with Bird and Lawson steering the program forward. Decisions made over the coming 2 years will determine the roster composition for 2026's World Cup and subsequent Olympic competitions. If Clark somehow fails to secure a position on these teams, significant backlash would certainly follow. Sue Bird addressed the situation in statements to reporters.
22 to Caitlin. They didn't give Paige 5, obviously, or Angel 5. They didn't give anyone their actual number.
All right, so are you just stuck in 17 now in perpetuity, though? Do you get to change it maybe in the future?
So if I eventually make the team, it's weird, because international basketball, that you only, I think it's 4 through 15.
Nope, that's actually not a rule. Team USA just do it because it's tradition. It was a rule. In fairness, it was a rule until a decade ago. Team USA are the only country that, well, they're not the only country, but they're one of the only countries that actually still has the rule. We had...
She acknowledged experiencing moments of adjustment, realizing her playing days have ended and everything feels different now, including having to wear all the team-issued gear. Overall, the transition has gone smoothly, with USA Basketball staff providing excellent support. For the moment, Bird plans to observe quietly and watch the young talent pool assembled in Durham. Juju Watkins does not appear to be actively participating in drills. Bird described this as an excellent chance for players to gain initial exposure and experience. She cautioned against interpreting the absence of major stars like Aja Wilson, Nafisa Collier, and Brianna Stewart as meaningful.
One of the only countries that actually still has the rule. Like we were 4, when I played in the national team, we had to go 4 through 15. I was 13. I was number 13. Had never wore, ironically enough, when I made like my local region, my Dublin team and made my Irish team, it was both times were random and both times I got number 13. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it. I'll start wearing 13 for my team. Started wearing 13.
Those are the only numbers. So you have a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
What?
Isn't that weird?
Wow.
Like you don't get to pick.
Real?
Yeah, well, at least for
That's
the United
crazy.
States. Yeah.
Yeah.
With considerable time remaining before the next tournament, USA Basketball issued numerous invitations while recognizing some athletes might have conflicting commitments during this basketball season. Bird explained that women's basketball faces constant evolution, with off-season chances continuously shifting. No player's absence carries deeper significance than simple scheduling conflicts. However, this raises obvious questions. If athletes received invitations, shouldn't everyone seriously considered for team selection attend? Bird essentially indicated those 3 absent players don't need to participate, yet they'll likely earn roster spots anyway.
For
That's
the United
crazy.
States. Yeah.
Yeah, when she said at least for the United States, yeah, absolutely. USA are the only country, or well, not, there might be another country out there, but as far as I'm aware, they're one of the only countries that actually still does it, but it's for tradition more so than a rule.
I did not know that.
So it's kind of cool because when I've played junior national teams in the past, we have like a bag tag, like a sticker on your backpack, and it says like all the players that have worn your jersey. So it'd be like,
so dope.
If you're number 6, it'd be like LeBron. I think he was number 6, or like, and then you'd have the women's players and obviously all the men's players.
Multiple training sessions throughout the year serve important purposes, allowing everyone to gain familiarity and build continuity. By World Cup time, participants will have accumulated some involvement and understanding of the system. Regarding veteran contributions, Bird emphasized their critical role during these camps. Experienced players truly shine in these settings, helping establish the proper atmosphere and culture. Beyond coaching staff, these veterans bring invaluable perspective. They've experienced this environment previously and understand the expectations.
And obviously all the men's players, which is really cool. You get to see who kind of has worn your jersey.
So that's why Team USA have for tradition. That actually, I didn't even realize that. That's actually why they have for tradition. But that makes a lot of sense now. That makes a lot of sense. That makes way too much sense. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. And that's why Caitlin Clark is obviously not wearing...
Through their actions and communication, they educate younger teammates. However, an important consideration remains. The previous selection committee chose Diana Taurasi over Caitlin Clark, including an aging veteran instead. While veteran leadership holds value, sacrificing actual roster positions for players who ultimately receive DNP designations, which happened with Taurasi, seems questionable. Anyone with legitimate chances of making this squad should probably attend these sessions. Sue Bird's involvement generates some unease.
Not wearing, she's obviously not wearing the number 22, and I don't think she will probably ever wear number 22 for Team USA, and unless they change the rule. And will they change the rule for Caitlin? I doubt it. I really doubt it. I really don't think they're going to change it for Caitlin. I really don't.
Gino Auriemma has already publicly suggested that Paige Buchers, a UConn graduate and one of his former players like Bird herself, could become the next iteration of Sue Bird on future Olympic rosters. Does any situation involving WNBA athletes or women's basketball occur without suspicious backroom arrangements? Many circumstances appear predetermined. While rigged might sound harsh, patterns emerge, suggesting that meeting certain criteria, maintaining particular relationships, and checking specific boxes influences selection decisions and priorities. Women's basketball desperately needs to eliminate these dynamics.
Now, today on Twitter, just a few minutes ago, I said the following. In October of 2024, we found out the WNBA had lost $40 million for the 2024 season. Literally, the season had just ended. We already knew they lost money. Where is the 2025 report at? Who's holding it? Why don't we know? CBA talks, ? Players don't want it out that the league lost money again, ? Are barely.
For league growth and sport development, the WNBA and women's basketball overall must abandon such practices. Removing agenda-driven decisions from women's basketball remains absolutely essential. On December 12th, Caitlin Clark will return to basketball activities, practicing alongside actual competitors and attempting shots from beyond the arc. Whether any video documentation emerges from these closed sessions remains uncertain, though footage would certainly attract significant attention if released. Guju Watkins apparently won't be participating in full practice activities based on available information.
Lost money again? ? Are barely made a profit? ? At New York Post. Show me the money. This is the article that they put out October 18th of 2024. Guys, it's 12/27 of 2025. We don't know if the league made any money or not. And I'm going to keep it real here. But Rhodes, they got the $2.2 billion media rights deal. Oh.
The situation surrounding Sophie Cunningham and the Indiana Fever has become increasingly concerning for supporters of the talented wing player. Her time with the franchise appears to be in jeopardy, along with several other popular roster members, as the league prepares for significant changes ahead. The WNBA is currently working to finalize a new collective bargaining agreement, with negotiations underway and a deadline approaching on January 9th. Once this agreement is reached, an expansion draft for the Toronto Tempo and Portland Fire is expected to follow quickly, potentially within just a few days. This draft represents a critical moment that could reshape multiple team rosters across the league.
Here, but Rhodes, they got the $2.2 billion media rights deal. Oh, hold on, though. Hold on. All right. Disney, Prime Video, and NBCU to distribute 125 WNBA games annually beginning with 2026 season through 2036. The new media rights deal did not count towards the revenue of 2025.
Reports suggest that Cunningham may not appear on Indiana's protected player list when the expansion draft occurs. This development is particularly surprising given her marketing value and widespread popularity. Recent data revealed that Cunningham was the most searched female athlete in the United States for 2025, demonstrating her significant appeal to fans nationwide. The expansion draft process allows Toronto and Portland to select players from existing teams, with each franchise able to shield a limited number of athletes from selection. Current estimates from ESPN indicate that teams will protect approximately 5 players each, though discussions suggest this number might increase to 6 depending on the final CBA terms.
25. Who's holding these numbers? Now, your boy, meaning me, I want to see this. Who is hiding them? I would love to know. While the exact WNBA profit figures for 2025 aren't public, well, why not? They were public in 2024.
According to ESPN analyst Kevin Pelton, an expansion team could view Cunningham as a core candidate for their roster. This designation would enable Toronto or Portland to select her during the draft and present her with a substantial one-year contract offer. While Cunningham doesn't necessarily fit the traditional profile for this category, her popularity surged dramatically in 2025 following her arrival in Indiana and partnership with Caitlin Clark. The Fever organization has previously struggled with expansion draft decisions. The team's choice to leave Temi Fagbenlay unprotected proved costly, as she became one of the Golden State Valkyries' most impactful contributors.
Projections show massive revenue growth, with the league potentially hitting $1 billion in revenue, driven by star players Caitlin Clark, increased viewership, and a new $2.2 billion media rights deal. Well, that's exactly why I took you over here, to show you the media rights deal doesn't kick in until they start playing games this next year. This next year. That's why I brought you over here, to show you this. All right?
Her defensive length and overall contributions were noticeably absent from Indiana's lineup throughout the season. Cunningham's on-court production supports her value beyond marketing appeal. During a significant stretch of approximately 20 games last season, she excelled in three-point shooting, outperforming teammates in that category. Despite this performance, she was overlooked for the three-point contest in favor of Lexi Hull, though Hull remains a valuable player in her own right. The uncertainty extends beyond Cunningham to other fan-favorite players on the roster.
That's why I brought you over here to show you this. All right? Meaning they were not getting that cut as of yet. Do I expect them to have some kind of a profit once this media rights deal right here kicks in? Yes. I do believe the league will start making a significant, I mean, it's 200 and they re-upped the deal with Scripps for Ion 2. So it's roughly around 240 to 200.
Chloe Peterson, Damiris Dantas, and Erica Wheeler all face uncertain futures. Additionally, younger talents like Celeste Taylor, who many considered a logical backup option for Clark given her youth and athleticism, may not receive protection. Veteran players Temi Fagbenle and Nalissa Smith also find themselves in vulnerable positions. Last season demonstrated that Indiana thrived when employing an up-tempo playing style, utilizing speed to overwhelm opponents. The fast-paced approach proved highly effective when executed properly.
40 to 260 million per year. All right, that's up from 60 million per year. So it's a $200 million gain. So do I expect the league to now show a completely different revenue figure at the end of next year? When we get to October of 2026, do I expect the numbers to be up? Yeah. There's expansion fees and all that kind of thing that probably went into 2025.
However, head coach Stephanie White appears to prefer a different tactical approach, which may influence roster decisions moving forward. The broader implications are substantial for a franchise position to become the league's premier destination. With Clark as the centerpiece, Indiana has the potential to achieve a status comparable to iconic sports franchises. The organization possesses a unique opportunity that few teams ever receive. A core group centered around Clark, Cunningham, and Hull represents a foundation with significant growth potential.
Thing that probably went into 2025. Maybe the numbers are up. My question is, where are the numbers? Where's the numbers? Who's holding the numbers? Of all, why hasn't the New York Post put out these numbers? By the way, when you read that article from 2024, NBA owners were pissed that they had lost money again.
Kelsey Mitchell fits naturally into this group as well, and some would include Aaliyah Boston in this nucleus. Together, these players form a combination capable of sustaining success over multiple seasons. However, the WNBA has a documented history spanning 27 years of missed opportunities and questionable decision-making. These missteps occur both at the league office level and within individual franchise operations. Indiana now faces a critical juncture where similar mistakes could undermine their advantageous position.